welcome back. So today's video is going to be a little mini review on this new Wet n Wild Au Naturel palette, eyeshadow palette. It looks like this, and here's a little close-up of the colors. It has all your nice pinks, and then it has the burgundy, and then some darker shades over here. This kind of reminds me of Valentine's Day, but it also reminds me just of all the colors that are kind of on trend now. Just your pinks, and it has like some little peach shades, and then burgundies. Just, I don't know, it just has really beautiful colors, and some of these I actually don't have in my collection, so I really wanted to pick this one up. When I was at the store, I saw two of these, the Au Naturel, which is the one I have, and then another one, which I'm not sure the shades or the palette name or anything, but as far as I know, there are two different new shades or palettes to choose from. So I just chose this one because I figured I would wear these shades more than whatever was in the other palette. And I do have this on my eyes today. I did feature like how I put it on in the video, just little clips here and there, so you can kind of see how they work for yourselves without me just telling you about it. So as always, please don't forget to subscribe if you like me and like my videos that I put out. I put videos up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or at least I try to, but I usually do get up 3 videos a week. And yeah, if you want to see how I got this look and then what my thoughts are on this palette, then just keep watching. So initially when I was in the store, I was gravitated towards this palette mostly because of these shades, which I showed you in the intro, but here's just a more close-up of the shades right here. I just really love them, and like I said, I don't have anything in my collection that kind of resembles this because I really don't have the shade right here, but then all these different shades of pinks and peaches, like it just really intrigued me, and I thought it was super pretty, and all these shades really go well together. So right now I'm going to go over the actual shades in the palette, what I think about them, and then I'll put in clips of how they look on my eyes. I tried to use a good bit of them, but not like overwhelm my eye with like every single shade. So I'll put clips of how they look performing on my eyes, and then at the very end of the video I'll put in swatches. So getting in with what I actually think about these shades. So as I said already, I do like them. However, there are some things that I do not like about it. So this was actually my first time using it when I used it on my eyes. So just first impressions wise, I noticed that this palette is very powdery, and you have to really tap off quite a good bit of times before the excess shadow will come off. So just rubbing your brush in here, just the very first time I used it, I was like, wow, that's a lot of fallout. But if that doesn't bother you, then I think this palette will be fine for you. But to me, it was quite a bit of fallout compared to their other eyeshadow palettes. So I had two of their other eyeshadow palettes that look like this in this little package. This purpley one, and then this one is actually Comfort Zone. And I love these, but none of them are matte. But they're very creamy and buttery. I was kind of hoping that the shade consistency or the formula of these would kind of be the same, but they're not really. Like I said, they're very powdery. What I do like about this is that there are matte shades in here. So it has one matte, like a white shade right here, and then it has these two shades are matte right here, and then these two dark shades are matte as well. So that is very nice. I'm very glad that they came out with some matte shades, because that was one of the things I didn't like about these, is that they were all very shimmery. So one thing that I didn't like about this was that this transition shade right here, it is matte, like I said, but it looks in the pan to be more of a taupey shade, but on my eyelid, which you'll see, it looks more of like a peachy shade. And I don't know if that's just because I'm so pale that like even the neutralist of shades look a different shade on me. That could totally be it, but it just was weird. Like I was expecting it to be like a taupey brown, but on me it was like peach, and I'm like, well, now I've got like a peach eye going on, which I didn't want. But like I said, it may just be because I'm so pale. If you're like a darker skin tone, it may not show up that way for you, but that's just how it looked on me. But I didn't hate it, but that's not what I wanted and was expecting. Another thing that I observed about this palette, which I don't hate but I don't like either, was that these I used this shade right here and then this shade right here on my eyelid, and they looked kind of similar. Like they didn't have too much of a contrast, which with these shades, I mean, you're not really going to get too harsh of a contrast, but I was still looking for something a little bit more colorful, I guess, and I was not getting that. So just my first impressions of this palette was okay, but it was nothing special, which is what I was expecting coming from these other palettes, because I love these. I love the consistency. I love the color payoff. But this one, it was just okay. Like, I'm probably going to use this because I really like this section down here. But all of these shades I could probably pass on because they are so similar. But this is a good shade. I love this just to like put all over my lid. None of these were streaky or chalky or anything. I did find that the black was a little bit harder to blend than just any regular eyeshadow, but I know that darker shades can kind of get that way, especially a black. So these swatches are with one swipe in the pan, and as you can see, little to no color at all. I mean, they swatch pretty bad, I'm going to be honest with you, but for $7, you're kind of getting what you pay for, but on the eyes, it does look better. So final thoughts after swatching and everything, would I repurchase this? Probably not, only because the color difference in the pinks, not all that different, and it's just a little bit too powdery. But I think if you are beginning makeup and want to expand your collection or just want to have some different shades, I think that this is a good palette for you to try out. One thing I love about Wet n Wild is I always have like little tutorials on the back, so if you're not familiar with makeup or where to put shades, it always gives you little hints on different ways that you can do it. And I think that, yeah, even on these, they came on the back too, like right up here. So I think that's very helpful, very nice, and this is pretty cheap too, so if you don't want to spend a lot of money on eyeshadow palettes, I would definitely go for this one. But if you're a makeup lover like me, honestly, I would choose the other Wet n Wild shadows over this, even though they don't have matte shadows, or I would just choose another palette in general because it's just okay. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not like amazing and mind-blowing. It's just okay. Now, if they were to come out with one of these with the same consistency but with matte shades, I'd totally be all over that all day, every day. But they didn't, or they haven't yet. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this little quick mini review on this Wet n Wild Au Naturel eyeshadow palette. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. As always, don't forget to leave any video requests for me down below, anything you want to see me do. I'm thinking about doing like a little wedding planning vlog just to kind of let you follow me around and see what choices I'm making for my wedding. If you would be interested in that, let me know as well. All my social media links will be down in the description box. I cannot talk today. And also don't forget to subscribe. And I hope y'all are having a good week or weekend whenever you're watching this, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all.